guys. My name is Alicia Norman,
And I'm Nicole, aka Reaperish.
and we are all fired up. Now today she couldn't do it because if she shows you her wrist, she hurt her wrist. Oh, you guys, we need to send positive vibes and prayers and all the different incantations and chants and Wiccan rituals.
All them good vibes.
Yeah. But yeah, we've had, I've been watching some of my favorite YouTubers and the news, even mainstream news, and there's just been some crazy stuff happening. So much it's hard to keep up with.
Yeah. So, like, one thing that comes to mind for me is the Trump trial in New York. Mm-hmm. I'm sure most of you have heard that Trump sent over a rebuttal to the gag order, wanting to get it rejected. And in doing so, he wrote a whole, like, huge rebuttal, but in doing so, he pretty much, I forget what the word is, he for his gag order, like oh my God.
What did it? It's like the document
like
presentation.
He did, like, yeah,
the motion when he filed the motion, he put
the pictures of the clerk. We may have to edit this. He put the clerk's photos, made a post online putting her website, and pretty much everything that the gag order says he should not do, he did within his rebuttal of the gag order.
Yeah.
Or it might not even be the rebuttal. I think it is Georgia that right now is on hold. Yeah. New York is still active, so he actually, like, went against his gag order and trying to get it thrown out.
Right.
So I don't know if there's going to be a hearing or if Judge Engran is going to send him to come into New York and do something about him going against the gag order. Even if he was filing to get it canceled, it's still active.
Right.
And he completely shot himself in the foot, in my opinion.
As I said in a recent video, I used to think that Republicans were being crazy like foxes, and they were just going around, essentially, we're gonna do all this crazy stuff to distract from our mastermind plan. And now I just realized they're just crazy. There may not even be a mastermind plan. These people just might be crazy. Now they may think they have a mastermind plan, and they may think they're doing things, but they're so inept at what they're doing that even if they had a plan in place, I'm like, you know what? I'm no longer scared of these people. These people are just insane.
They are just, yeah. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. I forget which Republican it was, but showing the pictures of the buses, saying that they were
ghost bus, the ghost
bus. Oh my God, I was watching.
Who you gonna call?
Michaels, and
ghost
somebody
buses.
said that. Somebody's like, "Who you wanna call?" And I'm like, "Ghostbusters." But, like, that was just nuts. I'm like, okay, so it couldn't. I said, wait a minute. Is it possible that it could have just been Republicans coming at 5 o'clock in the morning for the January 6th insurrection? Like, how the hell do you know that it was FBI dressed as MAGA?
But here's the thing. This is what they know about people. If you talk to people who believe conspiracy theories, they'll take the smallest, most tenuous thing. This pencil is purple. Ergo, when you think about purple is royalty. And then when you think purple is royalty, it means the Queen killed Charles. What?
I mean,
you don't have to have a tether to reality. All you have to do is say one thing and they go with it and it's fact. It's so stupid.
Absolutely. It's crazy. And then when you actually present them with some facts, it's like, well, what about? What about isms are the bane of my existence?
Yes.
when I'm trying to debate somebody.
Because they're not evidence. They're not evidence. They're just a deflection away from the facts.
Yeah, all they're doing is trying to divert your attention. That's all it is.
Because they don't have anything.
They're like, oh my God, facts are getting into my brain worms.
Yeah. What do I do? I'm malfunctioning. Does not compute. Does not compute.
Yes. I mean, Lord, I've worked for an organization that's nonpartisan, but on my own time, I'm not so nonpartisan, I hate to say. But
well, think about this. Like, even what's it, Comer or Cromer? I keep saying I call him Comer. Comer. It calls Moskowitz a Smurf. He calls the man a Smurf because
talking about him and Golden.
He pointed out that he was being a hypocrite. I actually did a little like a render of a Smurf. Like it's supposed to be Moskowitz in the middle of surrounded by Smurfs. It's like the blue wave, baby, basically.
Oh my God.
Smurfs
and then the blue wave. Again, I love watching Tony Michael. Shout out if he ever sees this. He was talking about how he says that he didn't do any Comer when they brought up, you know, like, well, what about your brother? And he's like, I never did anything illegal. I have an LLC and this and that. And they're like, well, what do you think? You know, you have all these properties under this LLC. What do you think that's called? They're like, it's a 4-letter word, even though it's a 5-letter word. They're like, it's a I'm gonna say it's a 5-letter word. Come on. There's a gas station named after it. Turtles live in it. It's a shell company. It's the same thing they're blaming Biden for. That's what Comer does.
Every accusation is a confession. Every single one.
Are you kidding me? Almost everything that comes out of one Republican or another's mouth is an admission. Like I said, I call them the party of projection. Anything that comes out of their mouth about us is usually about them. And when something they say about themselves is usually actually about us, you know, about being patriots.
Well, like, think about the groomers.
Not nationalists.
As soon as they start talking about groomers, I'm like, all right, let's go see.
Oh my God, another one got caught. I'm like, how many times, how many Republicans are going to get caught touching little boys or looking at child sporn that they can just finally admit that it's them and not us?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. They do this. It's sort of like, hey, squirrel. And then they run off and do their thing, right? And it works because how many people, like the guy who just got sentenced in the Nancy Pelosi case?
I was just gonna say he mentions that.
He's all like, they're doing all this evil stuff, and I'm thinking
the child, drinking children's blood and being like an organization that drinks. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Everything that man said that he thought Nancy Pelosi and everyone was doing is almost everything that Trump's in trouble for.
I just can't, like, just as much as, you know, she's a centrist. Everybody knows I am a progressive. So I don't have as much love for Pelosi. Like,
me either.
I love Democrats more than I love even consider liking a Republican. But even if you're centrist, you're still kind of on my shit list. But as much as I dislike her as a person, could you imagine if she'd have been home?
Yeah. And I wouldn't want that on anybody. No. And anyone's going to single out one politician for all the crazy, cray stuff that happens on Capitol Hill all the time, and then act like their side is completely clean. Like he thinks Trump is the second coming or some stuff. Please put that guy. He's facing 50 years. I hope he never get out.
I hope he gets every minute of it too.
Yeah, that's crazy. We don't have a system where people just show up and try to be judge and executioner If he really felt that way about it, how come he's not trying to build a body of evidence and present it in court? That's because I think at the end of the day, they kind of know that what they're talking about is full of crap.
Just like how they talk about the 60 trials, and we'll get into it when it comes to the proffer. But how can you seriously think, even if he just felt, we'll get into that during the story. So
well, to go back to the fights, you got one dude calling somebody a Smurf.
Yes.
Homer calling Moskowitz a Smurf. And then you've got this other guy who's basically like, bring it. Like he thinks he's Clint Eastwood or some stuff.
Oh, yes. Mark Wayne Mullins. That's right. I got 2 different videos to show y'all. So let me show you. I'm going to show you the fight of what happened. And then I'm going to show you what O'Brien said. Because there were some more online things that happened after the fight that you're gonna see, where he shows a picture with a cache of guns and says, "Bring it on, anytime, any place." That is, number one, not fitting of a U.S. senator.
Terroristic threat.
He'll get his ass kicked out for that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'll show you. It's ridiculous. I'll go from one, and then I'll show you the secondary one. Hold on one moment while I get this up. This is the original fight. Let me know if it's too loud, girl.
Right.
Quit the tough guy act and these.
Yeah, we may need to turn up a little bit.
Okay.
Any place, any time. Or this is the time, this is the place. You want to run your mouth. We can be consenting adults.
It's a low video, unfortunately.
Want to do it now? I'd love to do it right now. Well, stand your butt up then. You stand your butt up. Oh,
Sean O'Brien.
Say your salute, having told it.
You're a U.S. senator. I love me some.
U.S. senator. Sit down.
You're a U.S. senator.
No, I have the mic.
Mittens. I love Bernie.
I love Bernie. I want to reach out to him regarding something we're doing on Wolfpack. I'll tell you about that a little later because it's not here yet. But yeah, this was the fight. Basically, this was the fight. Bernie tries to shut him up multiple times. I'm sure y'all have seen this video.
Yeah, this has gone viral.
Yes.
And it's insane. And the thing is, you had dude on Hannity, and Hannity's like, yeah, defend your honor. And I'm thinking, okay, black people, I think Coach D talks about this. Black people can't protest peacefully without them wanting to bring out the hoses and call us terrorists. But this dude in the Congress can go and try to beat a person's ass, and it's okay. And that's
Now, can you see the Teamster Fox News thing on here? All right, this is O'Brien after McMullen went on to say that he's not above biting him. He didn't care where he would bite him. And then there was a post of him with a bunch of weapons in front of him saying, "Bring it on, anytime, any place."
Because he's such a big man.
He's a big guy.
If you're trying to pretend like you a big man, how come you can't just do it mano a mano with your hands and your fists?
Like, you were all concerned about it on the floor, right?
You can take a 5-year-old point a gun and kill a person. That don't take no strength, no nothing.
Exactly. So I'm gonna
ain't no badass little punk.
I'm gonna show you this video. It is hilarious. All right, this might be loud.
It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
Why are you so low?
First, he says we're consenting.
It's kind of low too.
I know.
Sound like you want to date me.
Well, at least the captions are on.
And I'm hearing now to fight me. And then the last post he made was in front of a cache.
And then the people in the back were all amused.
Yeah, the one chick was, oh shit.
Fight me.
Yeah, you want to date me, fight me, bite me, or shoot me?
You want to fight me? I'm surprised he didn't take his shirt off and rip his clothes off. You know, which I would have been like, please put your clothes on. Nobody will see that.
Oh my god, yeah, it was so hilarious. I couldn't even. Just cracked me up watching that.
You know, I remember watching one video where somebody was like, I don't care who you are. If somebody said that to you, be ready to start a fight. I'm like, you know what? No. I think I might bring it up and say, hey, I don't appreciate that you said these things about me. But if I'm taking off my earrings and my shoes and stuff,
Oh,
no,
girl,
I do that
yeah.
if somebody's coming at my kids. I might do that in self-defense. But no.
I've told somebody before, like, have you ever gotten your ass with a cane? Because, like, I used to be a little scrappy when I was younger. I mean, I probably wrecked my back a little bit, but I'm not above having to kick somebody's ass with my cane if I need to.
Well, and I'm like, he's a Teamster. He probably eats guys like him for breakfast.
Right. Like, especially being the progressive.
Mm-hmm.
Being a progressive, you have to sometimes argue like your points, even if it's online. But like, if that other thing was a while ago, but like, if somebody ever came up to me in public and wanted to fight me over my views, like, I'm gonna defend myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm
and
not
the way that I see it, dude,
what I used to walk.
But no, he was ready. They were going to throw down. I said on a Meidas video when I was in the chat, I was like, they need to have WWE announcers following people in this corner. We got Cobra, defense of the Smurf over here.
Tony Michaels called it oh my god. It was like Congress Combat or something like that. Mortal Congress. It was something like that. It was so hilarious. And he had like AI, and it's like the Senate floor in a cartoon, and like a wrestling ring with like Survivor Series, and they're all dressed as clowns. It was great. Oh my god.
And we're supposed to take them seriously, and they're the adults.
Right, they're supposed to be leading our country.
And you know, these are the people who always talking about what we doing at work, and if we even deserve to have minimum wage. I'm like, none of y'all deserve y'all money. I want a refund. Can I speak to the manager?
Right, and like in regards to Tuberville holding up our fucking holding up our military.
Yeah.
Their promotions. Like, I have I don't know, I think he's retired, but his wife's not. But I have a cousin who is a Marine, as is his wife. I have another cousin who's in the Army. Like, this is not funny. It is not.
No, it's not. And
like, I feel like it's a coordinated effort.
Yes, it is, because McTurtle comes out of his shell. And you know, I felt bad when people were sitting there making fun of him freezing and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Screw that dude. He's gonna go in there and
oh, you mean Glitch McConnell?
Yeah, Mitch McConnell. Glitch McConnell.
That's what I called him. I did make fun of him because he's a piece of shit senator.
Yes. He's an
awful for all the curse words.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be cursing.
You know what? I've learned that, you know, as far as it goes, you can get away with a little bit of that kind of stuff. But, you know, as far
I don't feel bad because he's done a lot to ruin our country.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially the Supreme Court.
Yes. I'm proud of it, and probably did it for money. It'd be one thing if he did it, in my opinion, for his ideals. Like, I truly believe that unborn are children or something. But these people, these senators, like the Santoses, who's more of a feature and not a bug of the GOP.
Right.
These guys aren't doing this stuff because of an ideology. They're doing it because they're getting a fat paycheck from somebody.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I guarantee Tuberville's getting paid by somebody. Mm-hmm. Be it in Russia or here.
Mm-hmm. Follow the money trail. Somebody.
Yeah. I mean, nobody expected what happened in Israel and Palestine. But like for Ukraine and Russia, that stuff's been going on for so long. I believe that they are responsible for the holdup in our military. Yep. And it's going to be really hard to convince me otherwise, because why would a American U.S. senator hold up just because it had something to do with there was something with abortions? That's not why.
That's not why. Well, look at this too. Somebody else brought up something I thought was a good point. if you believe that you can install Trump and you can get your whole Project 2025 thing going, you can fill those military seats with a bunch of Trump loving crazy asses.
Yeah, that too.
You know,
maybe the Trump campaign's paying for it,
or
all of his supporters, I should say, are paying for it.
Yeah, yeah. Girl, and you know, speaking on Santos, and I want to briefly hit back to him. Yeah. You know, I'm glad he says he's gonna he's not gonna run for re-election, and people are like, well, I believe him. Here's why I believe him. I don't think it's his idea. I think Republicans came to look, bro. Yeah, this looks bad. You get the heck on. Here's your walking papers. If you even think about running again, we're gonna beat your.
Look at the ethics thing that just came out.
Yep.
Like, if you would be okay, I can go to that video that we were talking about that had something to do, not just the Botox and whatever else he was spending his money on. I got a little feature film, few seconds long. Where did you go? Let me go up to Mr. Santos's turn. Now this is a Meidas touch video. It does have some talking in front of it, but it's hilarious. If you pay attention to the woman, listen to what she says at the end of her statement. You cannot miss it. It is hilarious. But this was done. This clip is from January or February of 22. He'd just gotten into Congress. Or no, I'm sorry, 23, because they come in 23. Yeah. But he had just gotten into Congress. But he claims he knew nothing about it.
This Fox host response to George Santos. Wait for it.
Speaking of peel, is it true that you have an OnlyFans page and you can peel a banana with your feet?
I don't have one, and it's, you know, I'll indulge you this. I just discovered what OnlyFans was about 3 weeks ago when it was brought up in a discussion in my office.
What do you think?
And I was oblivious to the whole concept.
I just can't tell the truth. All right.
This Fox.
You just can't tell the truth.
I'm just glad somebody did that to the demented Teletubby, because that's what I think of him as, a demented Teletubby. I don't think
he heard it.
Yeah.
I don't think he heard a bit of it.
He is getting it, and I'm so glad.
He has an OnlyFans. He's had an OnlyFans, and people showed proof that he was following them or paying for subscriptions for them.
You know, no one has a problem with that, really, if you're not doing it with taxpayer or donor money.
Exactly.
I don't care. You know.
Damn it.
What?
The judge rules Trump can remain on Colorado's presidential ballot, rejecting the 14th Amendment.
Yeah, that was a long shot. You guys, you know, we're going to have to really fight hard.
Yeah, we're going to do a get out the vote. I'm going to either try to organize it, just you and I, and figure out how to do it. Or I'm going to get Wolfpack involved, and we're going to do something. Yeah, because I figured it was going to be a long shot. They didn't take Marjorie Taylor Greene off, and I figured it would be a long shot. But, you know, I had hopes. But now he's going to come out saying he wasn't responsible for the insurrection. Mark my words.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do here. But, yeah, we got to keep our democracy. Project 2025 cannot come to fruition. No. Sorry.
Take your friends, take your family, call your grandma. If you're going to the ballot, make sure somebody is in that passenger seat with you.
I have family who are turning 18. Those 18-year-olds are going with me to the polls. Sorry.
Good.
But, I mean, because think about it. Okay, this bleeds right into the Jenna Ellis, Sidney Powell, proffer depositions. The thing that's interesting about that whole shabackle And I don't know why Sidney Powell is not getting as much prep as Jenna Ellis is. Maybe it's because, you know, Jenna Ellis did the crocodile tear thing.
Yeah,
you know?
but like the proffer for Sidney Powell is much more damaging than Jenna Ellis's was, I think.
Yeah, and what's interesting is like she's getting the brunt of the anger from the MAGA, who are like, "You lied." I'm like, "You're surprised that she lied?" And then she's on, you know, I actually want to share my screen here and show you a little bit of what I have here about what's happening with Jenna, dear old Jenna here. So, why is that popping up? You jerks. All right.
Refresh.
There we go. So here we go. So it says, scum, MAGA supporters furious over Jenna Ellis interview with prosecutors. So anyone following this realizes that if you see her, the supposed tears she's wiping from her face, you see the sly smirk of her mouth as I look at, she thought she was fooling somebody. The only person she was fooling was herself. So down here it says a video of prosecutors' interview with former Trump lawyer Jenna Ellis has sent MAGA supporters to a fury, Newsweek reported. In the video filmed before Ellis made a plea deal and published by ABC News Monday, Ellis tells prosecutors that Trump aide Dan Scavino told her in an excited tone at the White House Christmas party weeks after the 2020 election that the boss is not going to leave under any circumstances. And he said to me in a kind of excited tone, "Well, we don't care and we're not going to leave," Ellis said of the alleged December 19 conversation. And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Well, the boss," meaning President Trump, and everyone understood the boss, that's what we all called him. He said, "The boss is not going to leave under any circumstances, and we are just going to stay in power." Responding to the video on X, diehard Trump supporter Laura Loomer slammed Ellis as a grifter.
Yeah, no.
And it's funny. I'm like, Laura Loomer, who looks like a mannequin. Have you seen this woman? Way too much plastic surgery, baby girl. Way too much. Step away from the scalp.
But to go after her and not go after Sidney Powell and not go after Cheese Bro.
Cheesy Bro.
Cheesy Bro. You know that they sent what's his name back to jail?
Oh yeah, before doing the same stuff that Trump does all the time.
Yeah,
threatening people, which what he gets away with is stomach churning. I even know Karen Free McNiffalo, she cannot stand the fact that he is running about right now.
Right, and it's basically if the thing wasn't on a stay right now, he probably would be going to jail for some of the shit he's been saying.
Yeah, and I'm just upset because it's sort of like we have very little tools to rein him in. He's using his status, his money, his former presidential title to get away with stuff the average citizen doesn't.
And they let him get away with it.
It's making a mockery of the whole idea that justice is supposed to be blind. Well, evidently it is not.
Everybody's talking about a two-tiered justice system. Oh, yeah, there is.
There is.
But it ain't what y'all are talking about.
No. He's getting away with all kinds of stuff. So, you know, and so we've had, you know, and Fonnie Willis herself was saying that those, because it was whose lawyer, Misty
something. It was the chick that let
the girl who let people in. Yeah. Her lawyer was like, I did it.
Yeah. I couldn't sleep at night if I couldn't tell you. Okay, maybe you should have thought about that before you released it. Don't mind me, I'm just shifting. But yeah, like, don't tell me that.
And it was made to intimidate the witnesses, you know.
The witnesses, good God, everybody. It was made to intimidate and people from talking to the GA or DA, sorry, the GADA. But yeah, they did that to intimidate anybody who's not Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
Which is why sometimes I don't say depressed, but I start looking at it going, I think the world is trying to set us up for 2025, right?
Yeah.
Project 2025. And that's the thing that's frightening to me. It's like we need to keep our eyes and ears open, but we got people threatening to vote third party. We got people threatening not to vote at all. We've got all this stuff that's going on at a time when we cannot afford any of this.
No. Like I don't understand how we had such a turnout for 2020 and people can't realize that like this is worse. Like even though he did the insurrection and all that, I feel now that it is twice as worse because they have all these think tank people and all his former reps. You know, he's not going to put anybody that might stand up to him in his cabinet. You know that they're already releasing information about 25 where he's talking about building encampments for migrants or anybody he decides is not.
What's that sound like?
Yeah, it sounds like.
But you can't call him a
Berman.
You can't call him a Nazi because that's God's
He is a Nazi. He is a fascist ass Nazi.
Yes. Yes. That
so
God's law doesn't apply when he's an actual Nazi. So girl, I don't know.
It's me heated. Like
it does. He uses this language, he does this stuff, he gets away with it.
Not see this.
And then you get people who chase after Nancy Pelosi's husband using the same.
Yeah.
I don't understand, sis. And I'm hoping that we're going to
after Obama.
Well, think about this though. Look at what happened in Ohio. When we have information and the people have that information, we went in there and it was a 2-1 decision. And they still try to come after it and go, well, we're not going to do it. We're not going to honor it.
There were 2 elections involved with it where you had to end up switching from no to yes.
They were trying to confuse people.
And then once they, for a second time, said, fuck you. See, I'm heated now. Like, I don't care if people know about me, but I have a medical condition. I can't have children. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to fight like hell for my other sisters who can.
Exactly.
And right wing call me a baby killer, call me whatever the hell you think you need to call me to feel better. But I believe in the woman's choice to make her own medical decisions when it comes to when she's ready to have children or not.
Because they become woman killers when they decide a woman should have a child that's going to kill her, and the baby won't even be viable anyway. Baby killer, what about the woman? I guess you don't care what happens to the woman or her kids or her husband or her family or anyone else. If she dies trying to have a child that may not even be viable if they're included in this kind of stuff.
And one of the things that I always say is that Republicans care about the child until it's born.
Yeah.
And then they just don't care anymore. They don't want to help feed, help support. They don't want to do nothing. They want to cut people's not Social Security, but like, entitlements, what they call entitlement.
So we pay for it.
That we
I
pay
guess my checking account is an entitlement because I put money in that stuff.
All that stuff.
They're awful.
Like, you don't want to help us, but you're willing to spend and I'm not anti-war.
Me either.
So they have all this money to spend to do all these other things, but tell me why we have so many homeless people and we have so many people making less than $10 an hour because our shit is $7 or $8 or whatever the hell it is now. We have a minimum wage from like the 2000s.
Thank you, girl. Beyond, you know how old I am. I've seen how low. Yeah,
like
1990s.
What do you people think, especially with all this record-setting sales and record-setting CEOs having all this money. Like, what do these people think is going to happen? Why do you think so many people are unionizing now? They have fucked us for too long. And it's time, like, either something needs to change in Congress, which is why I am working with Wolfpack to try to get to where, like, less money is put into, that way they are actually working for us and not working for their pocket.
I mean, the economy becomes top heavy. When something becomes top heavy, what happens? It topples. That's what's going to happen. It's a short-sighted way of looking at things, but they don't care. And if it ends up being a thing where they don't have to care about the people because we all become serfs who, as soon as someone starts to get angry, they throw them in a camp.
We're robots to them. That's all that it is.
Yeah.
Like, they look at us as a number, not a person.
Yes, and they don't care. Just grist for the mill. Oh, this battery's died. Where's the next worker? Where's the next worker?
Yeah.
Where's the next worker? They don't care.
And the nerve of somebody to Tuberville to say if Social Security is going to expire in 10 years. It's not. It is a small portion of Social Security. It was a fund that somebody started and put a shit ton of money into. It's like a 10% of Social Security. But Social Security, we pay into it, so it's never going to go broke.
No.
But Tuberville, oh my God, I lost my point. But he was saying, if women weren't having abortions, we would have more money, more people to pay into Social Security, so it wouldn't expire. I wish I had that clip ready.
And that's an error too, because when you create more people, you're creating more demand on resources.
You're creating more, right? You're creating more demand. That work exactly? More hardship.
They're trying to make it seem as if women having abortions is selfish and it's affecting society, when the reality is the only person that impacts is the one who's making.
All I'm going to say is that 10-year-old little girl from Ohio.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You're not going to sit here and tell me that that's okay.
Right. That her stepfather raped her. And y'all thought she was going to have a baby. Oh, she's old enough. No, she is not.
No, she's not. Her body is not made for that.
No.
And then a good portion of the time when the mother's that young, both the child and the mother expire. They don't care.
I have seen a 9-year-old get pregnant.
My cousin was 9 when she had her menses when she first started. I was older. I was 15.
Yes. My sister was like 9 too.
Yeah.
Like, and it only takes one time.
And these men, they go after these girls because they think that they can impregnate them. And they think they can't say anything.
E-word. It doesn't even take a full expel. Like, there's pre-expel that can get you pregnant. Like, the pull-out method does not work.
No, they are disgusting. They're disgusting in their face. They're awful. They hate women. They hate, anyone who has any power that they feel that they can't take or bequeath to another person.
Not to mention, I think Tuberville hates the fact that women are in the military. And he's trying to get rid of women in the military.
By saying, hey, well, if we get rid of women in the military, we don't have to worry about abortions. How about that?
Exactly.
It's girl, this stuff is crazy.
There are so many different reasons why I think that this is happening. One of them is probably right. But I do want you guys to know we've still got about 22 days left on our auction. I will ask my loving sister to put the link that I'm going to give to her to put it in our description. We have a lot of really awesome things, and we set a first goal for $5,000. Sorry, that's my medicine. Yeah. I just have to tell it that I'm gonna take it. But yeah, it's our end of the year thing, end of the year fundraising events, and this is one of our big boys, and so far we've raised almost $4,000, and it's only been a week. We still have
they're killing it.
Yeah, we
So
have like
you guys,
another
please,
3
if you
to
go
go.
check it out, see what they got to offer. I'm offering an animation if anyone's interested.
Yes,
There's a lot still there.
I'm
So yeah.
offering nails, which nobody has bid on yet, but I understand.
But yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Before we get off of here, I actually want to do another toss out to Fighting Words Designs on Etsy.
Absolutely,
And
my loving Kathleen.
thank Kathleen for supporting us.
Always.
And if anyone wants to grab any merchandise from this wonderful Etsy store, which has a lot of really cool progressive political gear.
Yeah, progressive, just pro-democracy stuff.
Pro-democracy.
Amazing stuff.
Amazing stuff. You type in BYOH 10 and get 10% off of anything in the store.
Yep, it doesn't even have to be our stuff. As you saw, Alicia was drinking out of our amazing cup. We have t-shirts, we have cups, we have tote bags. It's amazing.
You see it?
And her beautiful, amazing daughter created that logo. Shout out to my boo-boo.
Yeah, and she's got her pictures back and stuff. And like I said,
I can't wait. I
sending
saw
them
the
to
picture.
you. But girl, yeah, it's just crazy. We got to remain vigilant. I did talk to Kathleen about maybe creating a Be Vigilant shirt.
Or stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant because some crazy stuff coming down the pike.
Yeah.
And like I said, these guys aren't crazy like foxes, but they are crazy. And I don't put anything past them.
No, they're crazy like MAGA, which is worse.
Yes.
Or crazy like Donald Trump.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
So
also, if anybody wants to know about what we're talking about, look up the phrase, what is it? Something 2025.
Project 2025.
Project 2025.
I'll put a link in the description. Check it out.
That
doesn't make you want to go really unsettled, screaming to vote for Biden.
And they're already working to put this in motion on day one if he gets elected.
If he gets elected, just look at.
They've already drafted presidential. What are they called? I'm so good at this. The forms that he signs, like
executive orders, amendments.
They've already drafted executive orders that are going to go into place
as soon as he gets in. He's going to give himself more power, which essentially takes away the power of the other branches of government. And he already has a design in mind for his. You think that gallows they built for Mike Pence is going to be just for somebody like Mike Pence? Wake up. This is not your normal America. Do not vote third party. Do not stay out the vote. Vote for Biden. Biden will only have 4 more years and he'll be gone.
That's it. I mean, he's done pretty damn well.
If Trump gets in, he'll never leave. Ever.
Yeah, he'll never leave.
So
not until the day he dies. And after that, probably go to Junior or Eric or Ivanka.
And do we really want that any of those
crazies
running things? No. We won't have elections again. We won't have democracy. Anyone who doesn't see that or thinks we're using hyperbole, you're the same people who said that they would never remove Roe v. Wade, and here we are.
Look at us. Right. Not to mention just forget about the independent or the third party. You need to vote for Biden as much as as a progressive, hate to say it, because I'm not voting for Biden for the primary, but I will vote for him for the general if he wins.
Yeah. I'm the same. I'm the same way. I just look at it like right now, I can't throw away my vote on somebody who's not going to win.
Yeah.
And taking a vote away from Biden is giving a vote to Trump.
Yeah. That's true. Like in my heart of hearts, I probably should just vote for Biden for the primaries. Because you're right. Look, no matter what anybody says on Fox News, on CNN, he has done a lot in his first 4 years.
He has. He's got a lot of stuff done for the economy.
Stuff to better this country.
He's gotten stuff done for the infrastructure. He's done a bunch of really positive
the union movement. I mean, look at what he's done for infrastructure. Look at what he's done to try to lower the impact of inflation. Like he has passed a shit ton of stuff. but the word is just not getting out
It's
there.
not. It's not. And they'll talk about the fact he's not wearing socks with his tennis shoes.
Whatever. Or that he
Yeah.
fell off his bike once.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I'm younger than him and I would fall off a bike if I tried to get on one right now.
Yeah, if I'm looking at like cameras and stuff, yeah. It's just like this. What you felt in 2020, you need to feel this way
Yeah,
10
even
times
more so.
over. Yeah, 10 times over or twice over for
Mhm.
2024. That's why I said go make sure you're calling your friends, your family to register to vote. Make sure that somebody is sitting in your passenger seat or your back seats, whatever. Make sure your damn car is filled up when you go to them ballots.
Yes.
Because
And
I
and what I
will.
think is funny too, all these people who think the votes unfair and all this stuff, they're more than willing to vote. It's BS. Right. It's BS. They know the votes aren't rigged. They know it.
Exactly.
It's just a chanting phrase like "lock her up," which is ironic.
Yeah, except for this one comes with people getting killed and getting
executed
with a hammer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, he's gotten some of his own people killed. Look at the guy in Utah or whatever.
Dude, they want a literal hellscape. A hellscape of little girls having rape babies. A hellscape of people without no choices. Yeah. A hellscape of people being executed that they don't like.
They want to take
that
all our rights away.
That doesn't sound like good stuff. No. Wake up. That's all I can say. But girl, I want to hear what you got to say here. So we're gonna sign off, and I'm gonna say that we love you guys.
Absolutely.
Keep your faith. Get out there and vote.
And remember,
fired up. Love you.
Thank you, guys.
Talk to y'all soon.
Later.
Bye.